Hello, this is Rick Wise. This is another Coffee and Conquest, and this is going to share with you our mystery shopping results and provide with you some information if you would want to have a meeting with your sales team. So, a couple of words before we get started. Should we do a virtual meeting with your sales team? We would like to get a few words from the district. We want to go over the results of the mystery shop. We want to go back to the basics and kind of share what the recent trends are. Look at the Small Business Owner Playbook Manifest. It's that type of year again, or that time of year again, and share with you the particular topics that we have available for training to work with your team if that's what you want. In that virtual session, we're going to ask everyone puts their phones on mute. Well, you know the routine, right? So let's jump into the mystery shop. The last 20 dealers that we have worked with, when I say we, we're talking about the team that I work with, my peers, myself and my peers. We found that 44% of the time that the customer's questions were never answered. The initial email never really pertained to the initial questions those customers had. Neither did the phone call or the text messaging. 15% of the emails went to spam. The customers, let's call them prospects. The prospects never saw them. 4 out of 5 dealers that are using a chat feature or AI feature saw the prospect found conflicting information from that versus what they eventually got from the BDC or the sales team. 2 of our dealers had CRM issues that were intense enough that hurt us in our ability to follow up with the prospect. 94% of our emails, phone calls, and everything else really did not attempt to sell the appointment. That's what we're trying to do. We weren't able to bring value to the prospect or tell them why they should purchase from our dealership and why they should work with the salesperson or the person in the BDC department. 12% of our text messages did not even provide who we were. We didn't identify ourselves. And about 7.2% of our email responses, only 7.2% of our email responses were personalized. Now, we found that by doing a mystery shop, a little bit of a commercial here. If we have not done a mystery shop for you lately, or I call it a stress test, then reach out. Have us do that. During that stress test and mystery shop, we're going to check every one of the telephone numbers that are associated to your dealership, every link to your website and your third-party sites. We're going to look at your hours of operation and who actually makes initial contact with all those leads. We're going to walk through an entire process with your permission to see how your team responds to a lead, a phone lead, a text lead, contact lead, internet lead. So if you're interested, do reach out to us. Another part of this, if we do this with your team, is we'll go back to the basics. We'll talk about how important it is that everyone in your under your rooftop is working digital in e-commerce. And that's simply because foot traffic is virtually non-existent anymore coming into the showroom floor. And whatever foot traffic you have, that prospect has already made the decision to purchase from you. With that being said, if that's true, your close rate should be over 50%. They say 40, but I already say 50 to 60% because it is ours to lose. And when that prospect walks in the showroom floor, they've already looked at your inventory, and they've already picked something that's in stock. So it's not an inventory issue. Since internet and e-commerce is a big thing now, we really have to have an understanding of where our prospects are searching before they get to us. And that's what this page would be about, and we would dive a little bit more in detail with that information and open that up for questions. And then we would take a look at your process. We want to make sure that we're always trying to close, and with an internet lead, text, or whatever you want to call it, an e-commerce lead, let's say it that way, we know that what we're trying to do is build trust with them, feed them with information, stay engaged with them, and closing means setting an appointment. Now, there is a growing number of these leads that want to do the entire transaction over e-commerce, over the internet, and we want to be prepared for that. So again, we would dive deeper into that and what all that is about. So how do I pique your interest into doing this? Well, hopefully it's on these 2 charts. The top one is from your TCA report. You can go into that, as soon as you're off of this recording or listening to us. And if your TCA report in your section where it calls days to sell, and for your sources, you're looking at your inbound sources, you're looking at internet and phone leads. If your TCA report looks like this, you probably have everything in control. You're probably doing all the right things. And the blue, if you remember, are your deals, what your team has closed. The light gray are your defections that went to a similar OEM. In other words, they bought your product but not from you. And the dark gray is your competitive OEMs. Look how robust this particular dealership in closing deals in days 8 to 14, and again days 22 to 30. And that is really the sweet spot. A lot of your leads are not going to buy immediately, and that's why we have to do a follow-up. You see they're strong in the first week, but really is that second week where we see the success of a good process in place. Chart down the bottom shows you the engagement level. If you're not getting the engagement level you're looking for, the leads you're getting, look at your response time. We used to say less than 30 minutes, went down to 10, now it's less than 5. Really, it's in real time. Look at that response rate. If you're able to respond, personalized response or real-time response with a prospect. And with your technology and with your team, there's no reason why we cannot do a real-time response with any lead that comes in during business hours. And don't forget the small business owners that you have. It's that time of the year again. Let's go ahead and let's reach out to them. And to wrap this up, remember we have a whole slew of training modules. We can custom something for you and your team. We can do that on site or we can do it virtually. Do take advantage of this. We can go from anything from helping to sell more in the service lane, increase your average RO, to getting all your people to use the DSA app. Of course, you know about My Rewards and what we can bring to the table there. Don't forget about our strategy meetings using Drive Growth and using over the 300 different KPIs, the key performance indicators. We've seen that each one of you out there that will aggressively look at these KPIs, you're always trending higher than your friendly competitors. That kind of says something. We can do phone training, sales training, we can farm for leads, anything and everything you can imagine, we typically can do. Most of our players, most of our individuals have got an extensive retail experience in their previous life. And, of course, a lot of our coaches, the true trainers. To wrap this up, if you're interested in stopping some of the leaks that you have within your store so we can close more deals and, sell more vehicles, or if you want to look at ways to pick up conquest customers that have never been in your store, never reached out to you, and this is very important with the Buick product line right now, especially the Encore GX, let us know. If you're looking to do some trading over the next few months, reach out to us. You do have my name, my telephone number, and my email address, so do take advantage of us before the end of the year. And as I always say, go out and make it a great day. Thank you very much for listening, and truly, do make this a great day. Thank you.